Thor 4 is Taika Waititi's second outing as director in the Thor saga, and whilst the film's visuals are generally very good and the action set pieces are a lot of fun, it does find itself lacking in a few areas. The banter and humor in the film sometimes falls flat, with Taika going for broke writing jokes for every occasion.
Well, you're right.
But what I wanted more of was Jane Foster. Not particularly her running around with Mjolnir, more the moral dilemma of what she was doing, i.e. every time she picked up the hammer, she edged closer to death. That is a fascinating story point to focus on. Maybe they wanted more and timing got in the way, this film coming in close to the 2-hour mark. It's pointed out by Thor just before the final battle. He says the hammer is killing her and she needs to rest and recover. But it has been established earlier that the chemo isn't working. Erik Selvig's brief computer screen cameo says the chemo is having very little effect. The doctor who speaks to Thor says that there are more aggressive treatments, but it doesn't look hopeful. Those points undercut the dilemma to go and fight or stay and rest. At the end of the day, it seems Jane will die whether she suits up or doesn't. It's just a matter of when. Some slight tweaking in the script room could have made this somewhat B-story into a real character study on what it means to be a hero. Is her life worth more than the children that need saving? Is she being selfish by choosing to rest, or is she being foolish by putting her life on the line, meaning she won't be around to save others in the future? The end credit scene, though, kind of belittles her death. I would have also liked to see more of Christian Bale's Gore the God Butcher. Again, runtime was probably a factor in this, and Bale himself has said that a lot of filmed scenes that he really liked were cut, with Taika saying they weren't very good.
Too much, we had to kind of pull it in, but through lots of improvisation and experimentation with that, there's a lot of good stuff that with any film, you don't end up seeing in the final result. But then
the opening scene where he takes the Necrosword and kills the sun god felt rushed, although you see a marked change when he is told he means nothing. And the "this is my vow, all gods will die" line looked great for the trailer but feels too quick in the film. Then he travels the galaxy, killing gods, and we're supposed to think he's the bad guy simply because he wants to kill Thor. But every other god we see in the film is horrible. They sacrifice people, they don't care about anyone but themselves. Maybe Gore is doing the right thing. We aren't shown him killing any god where we'd think he's bad. We're only rooting against him because he wants to kill Thor, and we aren't really given anything else. He doesn't even want to kill the kids he kidnaps. We needed 2 minutes of a planet being helped by a god who was loving and looked after the people, and Gore just comes in and kills them. Other than that, we just see a dead god that Thor said was nice, but Thor thought Zeus was great. So what does Thor know? Overall, I think the film is enjoyable, but an extra 5 minutes of film and an extra week in the writer's room could have pushed this into Marvel's top 10.